So I know you understand this, but I'm still going to explain it because this is how I see how it works. Your brain, even when it does something that seems unhelpful, it's still trying to help you out in some way. It's still using whatever patterns it learned, whatever it has created in itself, its experiences to help you the best way it can. So when it wakes you up in the middle of the night, it's trying to do something for you. It has an intention. It has a good intention for you. But that is your monkey brain, I call it these days. That's your the brain that wants to keep you safe at all cost. The brain that doesn't really care what you're experiencing consciously. So it's your unconscious mind trying to do something for you. And so it might, and I don't know what it's trying to do. And I'm not going to try to understand what it's going to do. Maybe it's just trying to give you some information. Maybe it's trying to keep you safe in another way. Maybe it's trying to get your conscious mind to understand something. So we're going to do a process where you might get, right now, you might get the information you want or need consciously. Or it might just change the behavior for you. I'm not sure how your mind is going to help you out in a better way. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see where it goes, and maybe sometimes people get revelation like, wow, this is what's really bugging me. This is what I really need to fix. Sometimes they just feel relieved and everything goes back or goes to the way they want it to go.
Yeah.
And not sleeping well is crap. I know. I lost not entirely probably, but I lost a girlfriend once, or the woman I was living with, because I wasn't sleeping well, and it made me a worse person. Because I was always on edge because I wasn't really awake. I was tired. For me, it was back pain, so I just had to go to a physiotherapist and then get it straightened out, and then it was fine.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is we're going to do something that I call, it's not my name, but it's called the Swan. It's invented by a Scottish guy called Burns. No, Bob Burns.
Bob, yeah.
Bob. This is just a way of communicating with yourself. So some people get freaked out by it because they're not expecting this to happen, what's going to happen, right? So for some people get a bit freaked out about it, but it's just you talking to your brain. I see hypnosis as effective communication. Okay, so we have to find a better way to communicate with your brain than the one you're using right now, the one you're consciously using to tell yourself, like, I need to sleep, I want to sleep, but it's not working because you're not communicating through whatever barriers you're putting up between your conscious and unconscious mind. So this is just more effective communication. And the Swan is a way of dealing with this communication, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so for some people it feels strange, for some people it feels natural, for some people it doesn't even work the first time we do it. And that's just because we're not having that muscle. Even Bob Burns couldn't use his own technique with himself in the beginning.
Okay.
And I practiced. I'm the same as him. I've started now I had to practice for my hand to move, right? So if it doesn't work, we're just going to do something else.
Okay.
So like everything else, it's not really your fault. It's just your unconscious mind that doesn't have that muscle yet. And it's the same with everything in life. If I don't if I don't if I can't do something properly, if I haven't done something properly, if I failed at something or I did something wrong, it's just because I didn't have that unconscious muscle to do it right yet. That's just how I see it. If even if I consciously understand that I could do it better, I couldn't, because my unconscious mind will always take control if it needs to, if it feels to, and even just by relaxing, it will take control. And just like some part of you is controlling your breathing, have you thought about your breathing since we started?
No.
Not really, but now when I'm talking about it, you start to think about your breath, right?
Yes.
Our conscious mind works. We put the finger on something, and then it's gonna look at that, right?
Yeah.
And this is the same. This is actually the same. We're just gonna let some other part of you take care of your movements in your hand. So, and when that happens, if it takes 1 minute or 5 minutes, we'll see. But when that happens, it's going to start to take control of your hand, and then we will communicate through your hand. Okay. So but before we start, you wanna be able to go back to sleep. How would that be helpful for you? Or you don't want to wake up at night? Sorry.
No, it's okay if I wake up, but I want to go back to sleep, lay down back again, and
Yeah.
go back to sleep pretty fast.
Yeah. But the best thing would be not to wake up at all.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but you still would wake up if something dangerous happened, like the fire alarm went off, or you had heard a big crash or something. You still wake up, right?
Yes.
Or whatever minor noise or whatever reason you're waking up now, it's not really beneficial.
Yeah.
So, and how would that be helpful for you?
It would be rested and awake and more refreshed and more energized and more motivated to do my work.
So rested and awake, more motivated.
Yeah, and more focused, because sometimes my span for focusing is not that long if I had a bad sleep.
Yeah. So, and what these things, what would they do for you in your life? What would what benefits would you get if those things happen?
Oh, I would work more efficient and feel good, not exhausted. I think feel good is the opposite of exhaustion.
So you would work more efficient, feel good.
Yes.
And then what would that give you? What would that help? How would that help you in your life?
Oh, it makes it easier for me to cope with my work, and it's more fun to have an efficient work.
Efficient work. If you were more efficient at work.
Yeah, it would be more fun, because it's kind of disappointing if you start working and if I cannot focus, I make mistakes, and then I have to take more time to do my work.
Yeah.
And so that's not good.
So and if you had more time, like if you did your work in less time, you have more time to do what?
More work?
More work. Okay.
Yeah. It depends on what time it is. Yeah.
Okay. So you would just get more work done and faster, and then you would be able to do more work. So, and if you would be able to do more work, how would that benefit you?
It would make me feel good.
Feel good. Okay.
Yeah.
So, and why would it make you feel good?
Because it was more effective and a good day for me.
Yeah. Okay. And in the long run, if you look at this, like you're producing more and better work, you have more fun at work. like a week, a month, a year, what would happen in your life then?
I would accomplish more in my life.
Yeah. And when you say accomplish more, do you have any idea where that would lead? How that would look? How great your life would be if you accomplished more?
I would feel more happy and more relaxed.
And what is most important in your life? What or who is most important in your life?
My family.
Your family. And how would your family benefit if you slept better, so you had a better work life?
Oh, I don't know.
You don't know?
No,
Do you think they would benefit from you being more effective at work?
no, I guess not. Or maybe, I don't know.
So if you just imagine one day you're doing your work, you're feeling motivated, you're more focused, you work efficient, you really feel good, you have more fun at work.
Yeah,
The day is over, you worked your 8 hours or whatever time you decide to work that day.
yeah,
Come back home to your family, or maybe you work from home, but you come out to your family, and you have all these feelings of having a great day.
yeah.
That
I
would,
think I would be a better, how do I say it, role model for my kids,
yeah,
because I enjoy what I do and how I do it.
yeah,
Yeah.
and they would see a happy mom
Yes.
that
I
goes to.
mean, I'm not in a bad temper if I do not be as efficient, but I think it would be, yeah, it would be a better role model for them. Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes we don't think that we would, but the way I see it is that these things, they show anyways. If I had a great day at work, it's easy for me to. I work in the basement. It's easy for me to go up when my family come home and be more loving to them, because I feel that I've had a great day, and
Yeah.
then it's easy for me to care about them. Otherwise, I come up and I have to. It's also a little. I have to put more effort in being happy when I come up to them. That's how it works for me. My guess is it's similar to most people, because you can't. We even though we can switch, it's also we have to. It takes some effort to do that switch. If we're already in that state of enjoying our lives when we work, we're coming home and we keep enjoying our lives, right? We don't have to switch to enjoy our life at home. Does that sound?
I'm the mom, so
Yeah,
so that's, I guess that's different for a husband and a wife. I think it's different.
okay.
I
Yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough. But do you think it would show, because you say like you would be a better role model, but your kids are not with you at your work, right?
no.
So how can
Yeah.
you be a better role model if you're just working and then you go home and you're exactly the same no matter what happens at work?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if but I guess it shows, yeah. And I think they would be aware of making the choices in their life
Yeah.
for their work and everything. If they see the difference
Yeah.
and being happy doing the work, and so
And also
it's
when they understand that you created this life through hypnosis, they would also do hypnosis, right?
yes.
Which would be great for them. Because you and I, we believe in hypnosis, don't we?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, um, great. So we're gonna start and do the. We're gonna start and reprogram your brain, if that's what you want to call it. I call it hypnosis. we where we we're just going to have your unconscious mind do better stuff for you so it's easier for you. And so we're going to start doing the swan. Do you have what do you say, like armrests on your chair?
No.
So if you can just put your hand on the table in front of you, like this, and so we'll see. So because sometimes when you have a fuzzy background, I can't see the hand moving.
Okay.
So we'll see if I can see it. If it flickers out, then I have to ask you to turn that off. Is that okay? So I'm sure it's not as messy as my background anyway. So if you just flip your hand backwards, and then just when I tell you to flip it forwards, I would just want you to relax in that hand, like it's a cloth hanging from your wrist, right? Like that, and just relax in that hand. Perfect. So just look at that hand, and this technique is called the swan because it looks like a swan. It's like a long neck and then the head on top of the neck, sort of like a swan. I know it's still your hand, but look at your hand and focus on your hand, because we don't look at our hands that much. Can you imagine a life with no hands? And still we don't give them enough credit. We don't take care of our hands enough, I think. Like we should give them massages sometimes and just like tell them how beautiful they are and how great they are for doing stuff for us. It would be people that don't have hands, they learn how to live without hands, but you and me, we have to learn all that stuff, and it would be really, really hard for us, right? We would do it, but it would take some time. It's much easier with a hand. That's how I see it. So just look at your hand, and I just want that part of you, that part of Julia that have this behavior, this new behavior. How long has it been going on with waking up at night?
Since the kids were born.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I had to. Yeah.
So it's a normal thing for a woman, right? Because you have this when you give birth to your first child, you have this cocktail of hormones in your body, telling your system to be more observant, like to be more what do you say, to listen to all the sounds even at night, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe that's keeping you awake. I don't know. We're gonna ask your unconscious mind to just, if it can, to help you, to show you what's happening. If it can't show you, it's still gonna help you in a better way in the future. That's the plan. So I want that part of you, that part of Julia, and I'm going to talk to that part like you are not present, Julia, because I'm not really interested in you, because you understand all this. You don't want this behavior. So it's not your intellectual you that needs to do the change, right? So I'm just going to talk. It's going to sound a bit strange, but that's just how I talk. I'm a bit strange. So I'm going to ask that part of you, that part of Julia, to take control of that hand, every muscle fiber cell in that hand. And you listen to us. I know you listen, like the unconscious mind always listens to everything we say and think, but you listen to what Julia wants and how she would benefit from it. And I know you want to help her. So when you're taking control over that hand, just to help Julia look at this, I want you to give us a sign in that hand, like a finger twitching, several fingers moving, or the whole hand moving, like that. You'd move that hand, Julia.
No.
So thank you for showing up, and thank you for wanting to help Julia in a better way. And if you notice something in that hand that I can't see, Julia, you feel free to tell me. Sometimes I can't see everything. So I would like that part of you, I would like that part of Julia to just move that hand, turn that hand towards Julia, and look at Julia like you've seen her for the first time. When you're ready to start this process of helping Julia to get a better life, then just move that hand and look at Julia. Like those fingernails are eyes, perfect. Maybe a little slow at the beginning and then it's faster, or just that pace the whole time. Just move that hand for Julia. Julia, whenever you want to close your eyes, you can do that. If you want to have your eyes open, you can keep them open. It doesn't really matter. Even when with our eyes open, our brain is always helping us in some way. Perfect. And for some people, this feels strange. It's just an effective way of communicating. We're just communicating through that hand with that part of your brain that needs to help you out in a better way. That's been having this behavior. So just keep moving that hand for Julia until you reach some point where it's hard to move it anymore. And for some people, that's how far it gets. But when you reach that point where you don't, no, that's perfect, nice. Just move that hand. Just look at Julia like you see her for the first time. See that fantastic woman sitting there? Doing her job, taking care of her family, the 3 daughters, everything she's been through, everything she's handling right now. And when you reached the furthest point, maybe you can give her a little wave with those fingers. Maybe you can just wave at her, say hi. That's right. Hi, Julia. And now that you said hi to Julia, just move that hand towards me again. Just move that hand for Julia towards me again. Perfect. And we're going to have a little conversation how to help Julia have a better sleep. And with better sleep comes better life. More rested, more awake, more motivated, more focused. Everything that has to do with her work and family life. It's going to help her perform better, have a greater life. Perfect. So I'm just going to ask you if you could give me a sign for a yes. One or two or more fingers moving. Perfect. So the point, the first finger, index finger, I'm not sure what it's called in English actually. The index finger, is that correct, Julia?
Yes.
So the index finger moving, is that a yes? Just do it again for me. Perfect. I'm gonna ask you for a signal. That's a no. So a signal that's a no, that's different from a yes. So if I ask you something and the answer is no, sometimes I ask stupid questions and you don't just want to answer no. So then you can just add, or the wrong question maybe, but you can just answer no. Just give me another sign for no if you can. Hand shaking. Perfect. So hand shaking is no. Is that correct? Yes, perfect. Thank you. So would you like to help Julia get a better sleep? You heard what she thinks this would give her, and I know you would like to give her all that experience. Would you like to help Julia get a better sleep? Perfect. So sleep more during the night, wake up less, and when she wakes up, being able to fall asleep straight away. Check that everything is okay and then fall asleep straight away. Would you like to help Julia do that? Just give me a clear sign. Perfect. Thank you. So we're going to go through this process, and Julia knows about this process because she's seen it before, but I'm still going to explain it to her. And the process is that first, I would like you to help her accumulate all the information related to this issue. all the things that happened in her life, the things they led to, and where they came from. That is that is related to her not being able to sleep all night or not being able to fall asleep straight away when she wakes up. So would you like her to accumulate that? Would you like to accumulate that, all that information for her, like a database? Perfect. So I just want you to turn that hands towards Julia again while you're accumulating that information for her. Just turn your hand towards Julia and start to set up that database so we can use it later. And Julia, you might get some information right now. You might get some conscious information, where it comes from, what happened, where it started. And if there's some information you would like to share with me, you can do that. Sometimes we don't really get that information from our unconscious mind because it can't really push it through all the layers of stuff. But sometimes we get a clear indication of what's happening. So while that part of you is setting up that database to be used later, you and me, Julia, we're going to go on a little trip, okay? So I want you to imagine, just imagine that your chair you're sitting in is a time machine. It's going to take you through time and space, like time and space don't exist. It's going to take you to the point whenever this happened, whenever this started, if it was before your children were born or when your children were born, whenever it started, whatever led to this behavior. We're going to go back in time and space like time and space don't exist. And you're going to take care of your younger you. You're going to tell her all the things that she needs to hear, all the experience you have as a grown-up woman, as a mother, and tell her that it's okay. Whatever she did experience, it wasn't her fault. She did her best. She tried her best. Okay? I'm going to count to from 3 to 0, and then I'm going to say this sound, and it's going to go through time and space. That part of you will lead you to the place where you need to go. 3, 2, 1, 0. Just drop down next to your younger you. Drop down there. See what she's experiencing. Feel what she's feeling. And then just help her get through that experience. Help her get through that experience in a better way. Tell her she's fantastic. Tell her she's beautiful. Tell her it wasn't her fault. She was in a wrong place, in wrong situation. Something happened she couldn't control, whatever it was. And it's over now. Then take her to a better place. Totally different place where she's safe and feeling secure. Give her a big hug. Tell her it's okay. Hold her. Then leave her there with a smile on her face. That's right. With a smile on her face, waving goodbye. Just leave her there. Step over that line. Close that door. And then just slowly move through time and space, seeing how this affected the rest of your life. Understanding how this affected the rest of your life. Everything that came after that. And while Julia is moving back through time and space, back to that chair where she's sitting, I would like to ask that part that's controlling that hand, have you fixed that database? You can just turn that hand towards me again. If you got all the information you need, You can just turn that hand towards me again. Perfect. You're doing great. You're doing real great. Amazing. So I would like to ask that part. I would like to ask you now, you have all that information. I would like you to create 1, 2, 10, 100, several hundred possible and impossible new strategies, new ways of behaving, thinking, feeling that would be better for Julia, that would help her sleep better. From that database, from all that information, use Julia's creative mind, Julia's imagination, and create as many possible and impossible new ways of dealing with whatever intention you're having. Could you help her do that now? Perfect. So just like before, just move that hand towards Julia and just start setting up not setting up, but finding out, imagining new, better ways for Julia to act, behave, think, feel, new strategies for Julia. As many as you can, possible and impossible. Maybe you can also give Julia some information about what strategies you're thinking about, what new behaviors you're gathering. Don't have to do anything with them right now, just stuff that would probably, maybe help Julia in a better way. While Julia's just sitting in that chair relaxing. Julia, are you in a trance? Hmm? You can just allow yourself to go even deeper, an even more relaxed state, an even better place to be. Just allow yourself to go there. Maybe just let your head fall down a couple of millimeters on the next up exhale. Like you were about to fall asleep. That's right. Shoulders going down. Breath relaxing. Going deeper and deeper and deeper. Doing great. You're doing fantastic, Julia. That old behavior of not falling asleep again will never bother you again. From this day on, you will sleep better. If you wake up to have to deal with something at night, you will fall asleep much easier afterwards. When you fixed all those new strategies, new behaviors, when you have all that information, you can move that hand towards me again. Perfect. Thank you. You're doing great. I know you helped Julia in the best way you could so far. I'm just going to find out a better way to help her now. Perfect. So the last step, I would like you now to run through all these new strategies, try them out with Julia's conscious mind, Julia's unconscious mind, and find out which ones work the best. If it's one or several, I don't care. And then implement them and install them for Julia seamlessly. Could you help Julia with that now? Perfect. So just move that hand towards Julia one last time. And just try out all the new behaviors, all the new strategies that you came up with the last step. Just try them out with all of Julia's unconscious and conscious mind. And chose those that fit perfectly with the rest of Julia. That would make her more focused, work more efficient, feel good, have more fun, sleep all night. And if she wakes up sometime, just help her fall back, sleep again. And Julia, just imagine for a little bit how great this will be in your life. Just see yourself next summer when you're having this great day, you're enjoying work, you're having fun at work, you feel real good, you slept all night. And you slept all night for a year already. And you feel excited about starting your job. And when you finish your job at night, you still have that energy because now your job is giving you energy. You're having fun at work. You're accomplishing more. You're happier. You got that great feeling. You're stepping out from your job into the sun. Your family is waiting for you. You have all that energy still to give them. And you can see in your children, you can see in your girls, how they understand that their mother is doing something great at job. She's doing something great for herself. When she's going to her work, it's not only work, it's just a fun place to be at. And they can see that. And you're giving them that experience. Whether they know it or and understand it or not. But you can feel it now. And you can see yourself there with your family, happy, after a day of great job, great work. And when you fall asleep at night, you fall asleep fast, you just do whatever things you do at night before, positive affirmations or whatever you do, you fall asleep and you wake up the next morning relaxed, full of energy, ready for another day with your family, another day with yourself, or another day at your work. It feels just great. When you look back at the gift you gave yourself when you did this job, when you did this work to help you sleep better. And you look back at a fantastic year, fantastic winter, spring, summer, fantastic fall with better sleep, more fun in life, at work, at home. Just amazing. And when you installed one or more new behaviors, new things, ways of thinking, new strategies for Julia, knowing that you can change whenever you want, whenever you need, you can change to something better. If something should happen in Julia's life, or if we missed something here, you can change that in the future for Julia. Then you can just turn that hand towards me again. Perfect. You're fantastic. Fantastic. You've done amazing. I'm going to ask you one more thing. Just one more thing that would help Julia feel absolutely amazing. Would you like to help me out with that? I know you would like to help me out with that, but I'm still asking. Perfect. So I know you can create the deepest trance Julia has ever been into. As deep as the deepest trance, maybe even deeper. Make her feel really good in herself. Comfortable in her body, comfortable in her system, whatever. Total place of bliss. Would you like help to help Julia go there now? Perfect. Just do like this. Just move your hand towards Julia and then touch her face. Maybe you have to lean in. Maybe you have to make Julia's head lean in towards your hand. And when your finger, your hand, and your face touch, just take her into that really, really comfortable place of total bliss, total relaxation of body and mind. An experience beyond experiences. That's right. Just touch your face. And when your fingers touch your face, just go into that place. Deeper, deeper, deeper. That's right. That's right. Deeper, deeper, deeper. An amazing experience. An understanding of what it is to be you. An understanding of everything you can accomplish. An understanding how great you are. Fantastic person. Whatever happened, it's over now. Whatever negative behaviors you had previously, they're over now. It's deeper, deeper, deeper. As deep as any experience can be. Amazing feeling. Total bliss. While you're in that feeling, just imagine yourself drifting out of your body, watching yourself sit there, totally comfortable in your body, in your mind, doing all the last changes that need to be done. And when you're ready, and when I say ready, I mean really ready, when you're ready to open those eyes and feel fantastic, feel amazing, consciously and unconsciously understand all the changes that are in place and accept all those changes. Then, and not until then, can drift back into your body and just let go of that hand, make it relax, straighten yourself, and open your eyes.
Hi.
How do you feel?
Good.
Yeah?
It was a strange experience when the hand moved. It was unknown for me.
Unknown for you.
Yeah, I tried this before on my own and it didn't work.
So my guess it's easier for to have it done for you, but it's yeah, you can practice with it on your own as well.
Yeah.
So is there anything else about the experience you want to share?
It came more in pictures, and it started with the first child when I was in the hospital. She had I don't know it in English. Is it colic too? She had her stomach hurt as a baby, and so I had to sleep with her on my chest, and so I was not really falling asleep at the hospital because I was afraid I would let her fall out of the bed. So I had to kind of staying awake during the night, and that was the only thing that helped her against the hurting stomach.
Okay. Yeah, we had something similar. In Sweden, we call it kolik.
Yeah, it's in German also, colic, yeah. I don't know if it's in English too.
No, me neither. I'll look it up. Might come up in another session sometime. So,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
great job.
Thank you.
And as I say to all my clients, is that the biggest job you have now is to start experiencing the changes. So if you consciously set your mind to, I will see how this is different in my life now. You will start to see the positive stuff more easy. And when you do that, you will train your brain to want to have more of the positive stuff.
Yeah.
So when we do a change work like this, it's always important to start to notice the changes, what's happening. And then they will start to run by itself, sort of.
Yeah.
So great. Thank you.
Thank you.